Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, family. Peace and blessings for those that are tuned in, that have been waiting on the stream, on the preview. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Um, that's about to tune in, everybody that is tuned in. I'm excited to get this call underway. I believe and I truly know the importance of this call right here and how many people have thought about or have filed bankruptcy. So if you have a filed bankruptcy, I've been able to help 2 clients remove a bankruptcy from their consumer report. So I'm going to show you guys on this call specifically how to remove bankruptcies from your consumer report. We're going to be dealing with a different consumer reporting agency in which we're used to and accustomed right off the bat. We are going to still be dealing with Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, but right away, we're going to go ahead and reach out to a whole nother consumer reporting agency to get this bankruptcy removed. So whether you guys have a Chapter 7, Chapter 11, or a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, on this video with the method that I'm going to show you guys, we're able to get this removed. And this is also going to help with a lot of other things that you guys will come to find on this report as you guys request it from the consumer reporting agency that I'm about to go over. It's going to be literally a 3-step process. So if y'all got time for 3 steps, definitely let's make sure we're tuned in, got our notebooks out, and we're fully attentive to the information that I'm about to drop. It's literally 3 steps. If somebody told you in 3 steps you could remove a bankruptcy, would you guys listen? If somebody told you in 3 steps you could remove a bankruptcy, would you share this with a friend and that is suffering from that bankruptcy or that's thinking about filing a bankruptcy, right? So and just as a whole, those that are thinking about filing bankruptcy, it's not, a terrible. And somebody actually just messaged me earlier this week, yo, Tone, I'm at the point where, I'm drowning in credit card debt. They're like, and I don't see any way of me being able to pay this off. They're like, do you think it'd be best, honestly, for me to just file bankruptcy? And I told them, bro, like, you know, you can go that route, yes, and then get it removed. And on the back end, I told him that, as they're not supposed to even be reporting this, I'm going to show you guys where Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion is actually buying this information from to be able to even report it. It's actually another reporting agency, which is getting this information from the courts through a Pacer system, which is Pacer system is going through and it's fishing out all of your information. So I'm going to cover all of this here in 3 steps, but they're buying this information from the courts and then they're selling it to the reporting agencies, the main 3. So before we remove it from Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, we got to remove it from the individuals who bought it and whom are furnishing it from the jump. So I'm going to show you guys all of that here real soon. Let me log into my laptop. Give me 1 second. All right. But I'm going to give some time now as well, too, for everybody. If you guys are in any group chats, send this live out to anybody that you know that has a bankruptcy, because this will be able to help them specifically. Also, if anybody has things on their driving record, the reporting agency I'm about to give you guys will show the information as such. So if you guys have high insurance policies because of, your driving history and your driving record, I'm going to show you guys how pulling this report. You guys can also use the consumer laws in which I show you guys, such as the FCRA, FDCPA, and those are the main 2 that you need to use when it comes to removing anything on this report to get anything removed from this report. Like I said, they're reporting a lot of your driving record, your insurance policies on here. They're reporting a lot of information which you guys are not aware of. All of your driving record information is on this reporting agency I'm about to cover and break down. So I'm gonna give it another minute or 2 while my computer is updating to go ahead and send this live out to anybody that you know that has a bankruptcy. And if you are tuned in or just tuning in, make sure you guys come in here and drop a like or a dislike. If you guys drop the dislike, though, all I ask is that you drop in the comment section what you would like to see more of or what I'm not doing enough of that you didn't like the video. But if you guys are coming in getting value, definitely share the likes as the algorithms will go up so that I'm able to provide more value to you guys. you know, and just above all else, where energy goes, you know, money flows. And the more people we have in here, the higher the energy is going to be, the more questions that will be dropped in the chat box, etc. So my computer's loading real quick. If anybody has any questions while we're waiting, I would love to answer any questions in the meantime. All right. So y'all gonna have some homework. I hope. Did anybody do yesterday's homework? Let me know if anybody did yesterday's homework. That's why I'm really looking forward to the membership, because within there it's actually gonna be like real curriculum. I'm gonna have like homework actually for you guys, for everybody coming in the membership. I was getting him set up a little bit earlier. I'm thinking about doing 3 levels. You know, a beginner's level where I'm gonna give a lot of the overviews of everything, a lot more step-by-steps, a lot more how-tos. And then the second one is where I'm going to go more in depth with the remedy and showing everybody on that end how to get remedy with each subchapter. And then I'm going to show you guys in the third level, the highest level, all of the ins and outs of consumer law, commerce. I'm going to show you guys how to set up a non-citizen national passport card. We're going to get into a lot more heavy information. We're going to go into the 508C1A documents. I'm going to read over my documents to you guys within the $25 membership when I'm like thinking about getting set up. So just stay tuned to the 3 memberships that will be dropped, as within them, of course, you guys will be getting more insight, more value, and more step-by-step and just hands-on with me. But above all else, the public, YouTube, I'm going to be coming here. Any information you guys drop in the comment section, you guys are here with me live, so feel free to drop comments while we're live. Let's see. Yeah, what we used to do. All right, who's ready? Drop a 5 in the chat box if you're ready for me to get into this information on how to remove a bankruptcy from your consumer report. I've been waiting for this call. I remember I did a call on this in Tulum about 2 years ago, and you know that call really shifted many people's. What is going on, everybody? I am. Okay, here we go. Many people's paradigm and helped a lot of people. You know, have breakthroughs not only specifically for bankruptcies, but you know within consumer law as a whole. But then from there, we did have, like I said, 2 of my mentees that were able to get bankruptcies removed. So let's hop right into the bankruptcy blueprint. It doesn't matter, like I stated earlier on in the call, whether you've filed a Chapter 7, a Chapter 11, or a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. This method is going to work either way. I've personally never filed bankruptcy, but a lot of my students have, and they've used this method and that I'm about to show you guys. You know, I also advise that you don't just copy exactly what I say word for word, but study and do your own independent research. Understand this for yourself. Understand how to interpret these laws and really break down what we're stating. We're going to really keep it simple. We're not going to be throwing out a million different codes at them as well too to remove this bankruptcy. So you guys will see how simple it is. Like I said, it's a 3-step process. So I'm gonna go straight into it. This is gonna be a quick video that we all can go back, replay, and rewatch, and gain knowledge from this video. And if you guys are gaining knowledge, you know, make sure we're sending this out and sharing this with people that could also gain insight as well too with the bankruptcy to get this removed. Because I promise you, no channel out there showing you guys how to remove a bankruptcy from your consumer report. Like what? People paid thousands just to get bankruptcies removed. Like people can't do a lot of things because of bankruptcies. And what we're showing right now is how to remove bankruptcy. So this ain't no light information. Okay. So the main consumer reporting agencies that most of us know about are Equifax, Expand, and TransUnion, right? Although these 3 may be reporting the bankruptcy, right? All 3 of them may be reporting it and affecting you guys from getting a mortgage or auto loan, whatever it may be, right? This isn't going to be the starting point, as I mentioned earlier in the call. So we're actually going to start somewhere else. Step 1, right? Write this down. Step 1. The consumer reporting agencies that house your bankruptcies and other vital information that you guys may not be aware of is a corporation by the name of Lexis Nexus. How many of you guys are familiar with Lexis Nexus? Drop in the chat box Lexis Nexus if you guys are familiar with them. And if not, I want you guys to drop I love myself. I want you guys to drop I'm grateful. I'm open to this information. I'm receiving it. I want you to drop one of those four. Right? They use a database called Pacer, like I mentioned earlier as well too. They use this system to fish out negative items on consumers, and then they sell it to other consumer report agencies. Before we officially dig into it, we've already found the first violation. So right then and there, that's already one. So if y'all remember what video it was, I just done it the other day. I highly advise you guys go watch it again, but it's where I break down the FCRA. So if you guys see any video of me or anything within the title of a FCRA, I definitely would advise you go back and watch that. But it's right within the congressional findings alone. Who knew that just within the congressional findings, within the first subchapter and code of the FCRA, they're already giving us a code to get a bankruptcy removed. Right, so this is Title 15, USC 1681A, and it's number 4. And that's an invasion upon a consumer's right to privacy. So notice that Congress makes it clear that a consumer has a right to privacy. They never define what privacy is because only you, the consumer, can define what privacy is to you. Lexis Nexus is going out and fishing for negative information about you is an infringement. So them going out and buying this information, using that data system called Pacer to fish this information and then selling it, that's an invasion upon your privacy, right? This is not public information that should be shared with any of these corporations, but they're using their Pacer system to fish it out, find negative information on consumers. They're scraping that data and then they're selling that data to consumer report agencies to where they'll report this onto our report, and this is going to affect us for 7 years from acquiring certain lines of credit, which we know from the first video, how can one be denied their God-given right? And these are ways and tactics in which they'll use on how they'll stop us and deny us, quote unquote, from receiving our God-given right, which is our right to extend credit. And then it states within here, whatever. Please write that down as we're going to proceed. So far we got one violation. So that's step 1. Within the first step, we got one violation. Now we're going to go into step 2. Step 2 is Lex Nexus did not have permissible purpose, nor did they have a written instruction. All right, so they didn't have permissible purpose, nor did they have written instruction from me, the consumer. So what's next? Now, and if y'all don't know, permissible purpose is in pursuant to 15 USC 1681A or B, and then within B it's A, and then it's number 2. So within that, so what's next? You draft a letter or an affidavit. So if you guys use the last template that I had gone over with the affidavit of fact, y'all can use this, right? Y'all can just draft up a normal letter as well too, stating these violations and be specific about how Lex Nexus violated these specific subsections, right? Once your letter or affidavit is done, you'll mail it off to Lex Nexus. And once you guys are getting these bankruptcies removed, I want you guys to share and drop in the comment section. I would love to feature you guys in, see the receipts, and then have you guys even on the channel showing other people your guys' stories of how you guys were able to get them removed as well too. Now I'm going to be having a lot of my students come on here more. We're going to be going live on YouTube. I'm going to get their name out there. A lot of them have started their own credit company from, the mentorship and everything that I've been teaching them within consumer law for the past 2 years as well. And so I'm excited to have them on to share their testimony and the things in which they're doing now, helping other people from the information in which we've gone over, a year or two, in which you guys are getting access to now. Let's see. After they've received it, you then file a CFPB complaint. With that, you attach everything you mailed off, and then you also attach proof that you mailed it to them. It's your spot. I'll be done in like 10.
Do you want to go inside, sir?
In like 10. I'm about done.
Okay.
Let me see.
Are you using the TV?
No, I'm just live on YouTube. I'll be done soon though. We're about wrapping it up. So after the CFPB complaint, we're gonna attach everything, mail it off, and then also attach proof that you mailed it to them. So the certified mail, onlinecertifiedmail.com is what I always recommend. You guys don't have to leave your home. You could send it from the comfort of your home through your computer and still get that green receipt so that you have the certified mail, enter them into that contract. And then will this get removed? Maybe, maybe not. A lot of people expect things to get removed right away, and that's not how this game works. But most likely they'll respond and say that it's verified. And a lot of times that's what we want. A lot of times when you guys get, oh, it's verified, it's accurate. You guys, I've heard so many stories of people going this far, but then getting that as verified or accurate from them and then stopping right then and there. They've already broken federal law and they're going to continue breaking it, especially if you guys stop after one, claim of them stating that it's verified. Ask them how it's been verified and validated. Have them verify it. They will claim that it's verified with the bankruptcy court, which brings us to the next step. So we're gonna throw out those two violations. First one, infringement upon a consumer's right to privacy, which is within the congressional findings of the FCRA. The next one is no permissible purpose. They never had written instruction from me, the consumer, that I'm giving them the right to report this. Now, the third step, which I believe is the most important, this is the last step that we have right here. So last step, like I said, literally 3 steps. Step 1, invasion upon privacy. Step 2, permissible purpose. We're going to do the CFPB complaint. On top of the CFPB complaint, we're going to send in certified mail as well, too. So now we got evidence in that paper trail as well, too. So step 3, since Lexis Nexus claims they verified it with the bankruptcy court, we're going to now trap them in 2 ways. So this is where the real game comes. And a lot of times, like I said, just because we threw out those two codes, just because we sent in an affidavit maybe, doesn't mean it's going to get removed right then and there. We've got to continue to catch them in their lies. And right here, we're going to really trap them with this method right here. So the first one is we're going to write a letter to the bankruptcy court with your docket number. This is a game right here, so make sure you guys are paying attention. And simply ask them if they furnished your bankruptcy to any consumer reporting agency. It's very simple. So I'm going to say this part again because a lot of people overcomplicate this part. We're going to write a letter to the bankruptcy court with your docket number and simply ask them if they furnished your bankruptcy to any consumer reporting agency. A simple letter. You guys could handwrite this letter. They're going to respond letting you know that they did not, because bankruptcy courts do not furnish anything to consumer reporting agencies because they know that it's fraud. So from there, I want you to make copies of this letter that they're going to respond to you guys, letting it be known that no, they do not communicate with consumer reporting agencies. Like I said, the Lex Nexus, what they did, and what everybody's got to do is order your Lexis Nexus report so that you guys can see everything being furnished on there. From there, then you guys can start disputing with them. So go to Lexis Nexus website tonight, order your guys' consumer report for free. It's very simple. Then we can go through with these steps in which we're covering. They're going to respond letting you know that they did not, because bankruptcy courts do not furnish anything to consumer reporting agencies. And then number 2, make copies of this letter and keep it close because you're going to need it. Then the next step is the term investigative consumer report. That means a consumer report, or since they claim that they investigated it and that they verified it, and this goes for anything and whenever they, mention that it's verified or, valid. Always then throw out in pursuant to 15 USC 1681A, which is the definition section of the FCRA, scroll down to the letter E, which defines the term investigative consumer report. And so since they claim that it was verified, you now need to ask who they spoke with, because Congress says in order for them to have conducted an investigation, they have to have spoken with neighbors, friends, or associates, etc. And if they spoke with them, the information that they provided cannot be factual. See the 2 traps that we just said right there? That was 2 simple ones right there. what's next? We're going to take the paper from the bankruptcy court and the letter from Lexis Nexus and write another letter or affidavit. So you guys can use the same header of the affidavit from the video that we had just done the other day, and implement now even more findings. From there, file a complaint with your attorney general office. So you can go to the state of whatever you're in, attorney general. I'll do a video on that and showing you guys how to do that, as well as the BBB and CFPB. This will probably be in one of the memberships as well too, going forward. A lot, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll add in the basic mentorship, how to do an attorney general. From there, then we did an attorney general. Then we filed another CFPB complaint with all of the other paperwork attached. Even more paperwork. Then from there, we're gonna call Lexis Nexus after all of this is done, and then we're gonna let the associates know all of the laws that they violated and how you've trapped them. You literally got evidence from the courts that they did not share this with any consumer report agency. So that right there is, validates them infringing upon your right to privacy. They furnished this information. They fished out this information without your consent. It's a violation upon a consumer's right to privacy, which is defined very clear within the congressional findings of the FCRA. So from there, let the associates know all the laws they violated. You may be on hold for a couple hours, but do not budge or give up. Sometimes they will say that they cannot remove information over the phone, but this is false. Stand your ground. I always let them know, okay, let me speak to your manager then, or somebody, that is able to help me, because clearly you're not able to help me. So let me speak to a higher up. I've been on calls with them multiple times, got connected with the manager, and they were able to help me with the removal or deletion. And this goes with the reporting agencies as well too. And if it's ever TransUnion, always ask to speak with the special handlings department. But let them know who all you filed complaints with and how the hardship that this cost you, and that the bankruptcy will be removed from LexNexus. And once it is removed from LexNexus, you'll repeat the same process with TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Really, after step 3, once you've gotten that, the letter from the bankruptcy, from them stating that no, we do not send out things to the consumer reporting agencies, and got that letter from them, sending off a letter to them with our docket number. I'm in a simple statement. Ask them if they furnished the bankruptcy to any consumer reporting agencies. They're gonna tell you all the time no. So that's everything, family. Those are the 3 steps. I don't want to make it any more complicated or be here any longer than we have to. So I would love for anybody that did get insight and value on this to share this with 5 people in which, can benefit from this information as well too. And as always, I'll see you all at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Credit Gotti is out. Peace and love.